Hello everyone, what is up and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be my 1-1 review on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I just feel like it's just been unboxed, but it's been around a month, and definitely we have done lots of testing, from the camera to the gaming test to even the battery test, which I think this lasted around 9 hours I guess. I'm sorry I forgot about it because lots of videos, so I forgot about it, but I think it's around 9 hours if I'm not wrong. So with all that data consolidated, we are going to be doing the 1-month review. And of course, I know in my 1-week review I didn't really talk much. My 1-week review wasn't really that detailed, just went through the overall phone, just a front cam, back camera, photo, that's it. But today we are going to be looking at all the minute features in this phone, and I'm going to talk about my experience using this phone as an S series user. I've never used a Note phone before, so yeah, this phone is technically a Note phone, but we'll come back to all that. So now without further ado, let's get started into the video. Okay, so here's the phone. I've got a screen protector applied on top here, as you can see, but this 1 month there's also a few air bubbles that went inside. That's fine. Okay, so here's the phone. Firstly, I want to talk about the build quality and the hardware of this phone. Like we always do in all our reviews, we always take a look at the hardware first before going on to the software. The build quality of this phone is really good. It's a sturdy phone. Isn't any issues like the back being flimsy or anything, and the metal and everything are just really solid. And and I just realized this. I've never realized this whole 1 month, but look at that. There's a small scuff here. Oh my god, I never let my phone become like this, but there's a small scuff here. Yeah, I think you can see it now. I didn't use a case on this phone for this whole month because I wanted this review to be fair, and in a review we always have to talk about the build quality and the hardness of how the phone stands in a regular use. So I've never used a case in this phone, and the phone has a scuff. But other than that, there isn't any scratches or any dents or scuffs anywhere. This phone is clean other than this one small scuff here. Like I said, I've been using this phone without a case for this whole month, and the problem with that is the phone gets a little slippery, especially when it's under water. So if the phone has a bit of water on top of it, the phone really slips a lot, and that is really scary. I've slipped this phone twice, but of course I didn't let it fall on the floor, but it has tried to slip out of my hands a few times. But even without water, this matte finish on the back definitely makes it easier for the phone to slip. I was really scared using this phone without a case in public, because if you're walking on the floor, it's definitely concrete, and if this phone falls, that's the end of it. The back is gonna shatter. So I only took it out if necessary. I didn't take it out unnecessarily. I wasn't holding it in my hands most of the time or anything. I was just in my pocket. I was really scared to do it. And talking about the build quality, this phone definitely has a premium feel whenever you hold it in your hands. Now with the hardware and everything done, let's talk about the screen. And here's a video. It's my S21 and the S22 Ultra camera comparison. Watch it if you guys haven't. And now I'm talking about this screen. This screen is great for watching videos especially. And of course I didn't play any HDR videos because no one is going to watch HDR videos in a regular basis. So I just played a normal video. And I hope you can see it here that this phone is really great for watching videos. Because if you're someone watching videos on a laptop screen, I think you will definitely love this display because of the flat display and the rectangular form factor. You can really hold it and you can really watch videos and movies, and that's really great for that. And I can for sure say that this phone gives me a better video watching experience than my S21. Now let's talk about the speakers. Here I've got an NCS. This is now mute, so I'm just going to increase the volume to max. That's the speakers, and of course I know that the speakers are not the greatest quality, and I can for sure say as a Samsung user for basically my entire life, I can say that Samsung's phones definitely have had better speakers in the past. These phone speakers are definitely not the greatest that I've heard, but these are definitely good enough. But I saw this really cool feature that gives a drastic improvement to the speaker quality on your phone, and it also gives a surround sound experience. So let me just turn it on and show it to all of you. So all you have to do is swipe down, go to the side, and here you have Dolby Atmos here. So just turn it on, click turn it on, and all you have to do is swipe back up, play the music. Okay, there you heard the difference. And I feel like the music with Dolby Atmos has a more lively and immersive experience than the one without the Dolby Atmos. That is just my opinion, of course. Like I say in all my videos, everyone has different opinions. So whatever you say, leave in the comments below your opinions. I would love to read them. And even though I like this feature and in this immersive experience, I don't really use this because I always watch my videos with my AirPods on. So I don't really get to use these features a lot because AirPods on an Android phone, you definitely have your disadvantages. Now onto my gaming experience on this phone. Okay, so here I'm playing Call of Duty and the gaming experience is very average as some of the games did not use the hardware to its full potential. Like you have seen in the gaming review, the hardware is really good, the screens are great and it has a 120Hz screen, but the games are not just using them. Some are just stuck at 60 FPS all the way, even though the action games like this game, Call of Duty here, it's actually very comfortable to play game. Even though the frame rates are stuck at 60 FPS, it's actually very comfortable to play games for a long time thanks to the flat top and bottom of the phone, which actually serves as a resting point for my hands, and this is very important, especially when you play games for a long time like this Call of Duty, especially when you keep grinding. These are very important. And of course, how can I not mention the chamber cooling system? Chamber cooling system plays a very important role in the overall gaming experience of this phone, as the chamber cooling system is the one which dissipates heat quickly, and thanks to this and the flat top and bottom, I'm able to play games for a long time without any heating issues or without my hands being too tired from holding the phone continuously. With Call of Duty now done, I just want to show the hidden feature that is very important, especially if you play action games like Call of Duty. Yeah, now I'm out of Call of Duty, I'm onto Heyday, but this is just to show all of you the settings. So all you have to do is swipe. Here you can see your navigation bar, and below that you can see your game settings. Okay, yeah, there here you have your game booster. So if you click that, here's your great game booster, and you have to do is to click this monitoring temperature and monitoring memory. So you have to click auto manage performance. So what this does is this reduces your frame rates when if your phone's temperature gets too hot. This is just to prevent your phone from overheating and just from thermal throttling. So this reduces the frame rates of the games, which we really don't want. So just turn this off like I have done. So if you turn this off, all your action games will be very smooth. And this is according to my experience. I did not talk about this in my gaming review, but this is really important, so I'm just talking about this in my one review here. With that done, we are now back to the cameras again. Like I said before, the individual cutout for the cameras really give this phone a really premium feel. I cannot stress this now, but this really gives a premium feel. But this can never be achieved by a camera bump. Usually on a Samsung phone, we usually have this huge piece of metal covering this whole camera side. The camera is actually inside, but now the camera is individually cut out, and that really gives a premium feel. But the problem with this is dust gets easily collected around these areas, especially if you're not using a case. Dust easily gets collected, and as you can see from this side view, there's actually a good amount of space between each cameras for the dust to get collected. So every time when I use, there's always a ring of dust around this camera every single time. So every day after my day ends, I come back home, I use some alcohol with some ear cleaning buds and I just clean them off. I've tried with microfiber cloth, but microfiber cloth doesn't work for this because of this minute around this camera, so it doesn't work for that at all. Every day I take around solid 5 to 6 minutes to clean this camera. Now since we're in the process of talking about the camera, I just want to show this really quick feature on the camera. Here I've got a picture of my Apple TV. Yeah, I opened my Apple TV page because that's the darkest I could find for now, and here you can definitely see that my phone and myself taking the photo here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this and we're going to click this pen symbol here, and after you've done that, we're going to click these 3 dots here, and here you can see the object eraser. So we're going to click object eraser, and after you've done that, here you can see erase reflections, and I'm going to click erase reflections. So we're just going to let the phone process for a while, and yep, there we go. I think you can clearly see it. So now I'm just going to click done. So here you can see the reflection is totally gone, and you can clearly see that there's no one in the photo. So there isn't any reflections or anything of the phone or anything. So I really love this feature. This is really great. And I know definitely most of you would have a question, what happens if the reflection doesn't get erased properly? Now it gets erased properly, but sometimes it doesn't. I have experienced that too. So what you have to do is we're going to go back to that. So all you have to do is we have to click go back and we have to click object eraser 2, and all we have to do is we have to just draw around something. So imagine I draw around it here, and I'm just going to click erase. There we go. So I'm just going to circle this top here and click erase. So there you can see it's erased. Let me click it here and I'm going to click erase. So yeah, you just get the idea. I'm just doing this just to make all of you get the idea of it. That's the whole point of it. And this feature is like a gift to me, because I'm someone who usually takes photo of my iMac or my MacBook screen a lot, because just to send it to my friends, or just to take photo and keep it, because sometimes I just want to take photo of my work or something, and there's always this reflection of me in the taking the photo, which I don't really like at all. So this feature has been one of my most loved feature. Next feature is on of calls. So now we are going to do a demo video. I want to show all of you the feature. After this on WhatsApp, and that's the only place that I see this working. So yeah, I'm just going to do a WhatsApp call now. So here's the call. I've called from my iPhone to my Samsung phone here, and here you can see there's like a video symbol. All you have to do is we have to click this, and here you can see video call effects. So we can change the background. So let's change the background. So I'm going to change the background to a color background. Okay, the color has changed. Here you can see me with this background here. Of course, this isn't the best background, but you just get how this works, you know. Of course, there's a few off, up and down here, but you just get how the video works. There's also another feature called auto framing. So I'm going to click auto framing. I'm going to click auto framing turned on. So with auto framing turned on, I can move my phone around and I'm still in the frame. So I'm just moving my phone around, but you can see that I'm still in the frame. There's also a few mic modes, standard, voice focus, and all sounds. And for me, the favorite was voice focus, because this just amplifies your voice, and I really like it, especially when I talk to people, especially when I'm in not a noisy environment, but in an environment with a decent amount of background noise. So the voice focus is really good. I really like that. And for this, you don't have to just use the background to the standard colors. You can definitely use them with the image, with an image from your gallery. That is totally possible. With video call done, now let's talk about Snapchat. We all know that Samsung actually talked about how it has optimized its cameras to work well with all the apps like Instagram and Snapchat. So we're going to test a photo on Snapchat. So here I've got a book of mine, and I've got Snapchat opened up here. I'm going to take a photo of this. I can't really see any difference with this photo than your normal phone, and that's for sure. But the real difference comes here. You can see there's a 0.6, okay, and a turned off option. So these are one of the few new features, especially for the S22 Ultra. I've tested it on my S21, and my S21 doesn't have. So you can see I've never seen such a feature on Snapchat, because Snapchat usually allows you to zoom. You can zoom in using the app, but you can never use the ultra wide lens. That is really rare. And sometimes in my older phones, I definitely had a time where I really needed the ultra wide lens to be used for a Snapchat photo, and I wasn't able to, but now I'm definitely able to, and I really love it. Now it's time to talk about the new product that has been introduced to the S lineup. Well, it's not new to Samsung, but it's new to the S lineup. I guess you would have all known by now, it's the S Pen. And now let me take out the S Pen and show it to you. So firstly, here's the S Pen, click it, and you put it out. There you heard the sound. That's what I want to talk about. You hear like a swift of sound of air. Well, that's not air, but it's from the speakers. It's just a small little feature, but it definitely makes taking on the S Pen a really pleasant experience. I wouldn't say a nice experience, but I would say it's a pleasant experience. Here are a few drawings that I did on the Notes app using the S Pen. So this is one. Okay, so this wasn't done by me. This was done by my friend. On to the next one. This was done by me. This was the very first drawing that I drew using the S Pen. And the S Pen is definitely great for taking notes. Let me just write down something. And it's great for writing notes. As you can see, I can drag down for a new page. I can just drag down and I can just put it up for a new page. Okay, let's say I want to write something. So what should I write? Okay, let's write. Here's the eraser, so I can just erase it off. So yeah, my handwriting isn't really the best, and here you can just click on the eraser and you can just erase it off. See the sounds also. Just now you would have heard the sound for me writing down, so let's just show it to you again and just scribble on something. So yeah, there you go. And if you're someone who's an artist and you really need a lot of colorings, then this pen definitely not for you, because as you can see, some of the parts are left off because of the latency. And definitely, as you have heard before, the sound definitely does make a difference when you're writing. It's just like you're writing on paper thanks to the sound. And of course, there's another feature in the S Pen too. It's not just for writing. Let me show it to you. So for this, we have to bring in our Wimpy Kid book back inside. To bring it, ouch, okay, that wasn't a good idea. I'm just gonna put it like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the camera app. So I've opened the camera app, and here I've got my book. and here I've got the book, I've got the camera. So I've got the S Pen too, and here you can see there's this clicking. So I can just click my S Pen for it to capture a photo. There you see, it captured a photo. So let me just click it again. Yeah, I'm not touching anything, I'm just clicking the S Pen here. There we go, another photo. So this is something really good. And of course, if you're wondering what happens if you press and hold, all it does is to take burst photos. There you see, the shutter is just going. And now if you're wondering what happens if you take a video, let's see. Let's go to video. If we are into video, and I'm not going to click anything, I'm just going to click, take the S Pen, click. There you go, the video is now being shot. And here you can see the timing here. Let me focus, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. So I press it once for the video to start, and I can press and hold it for the video to pause. And to unpause, I can just press and hold again, and it will unpause. And if you're wondering how to stop the video, one press it once and the video will stop. So show it you again, one press, the video starts, press and hold, the video pauses, press and hold, the video unpauses, and now press it once again and the video ends. That's how you use the S Pen to take photos and videos. And these are just some of the features that you can do using the S Pen. And I just want to give a shout out or subtle mention to this S Pen's tip. So you can see here, this is the S Pen, clicking. This is used to take out the S Pen, but I just want to give a quick mention to this because sometimes when I'm writing notes for my videos on this, I sometimes tend to use this like a normal pen, like actual pen, because sometimes when I'm writing and I take a quick pause to think about what I'm going to write next, I just keep clicking in my actual pen. And I'm really happy that I could do this. This is definitely way more satisfying than my actual pen. I can just go about doing this all day and I won't get bored, but of course don't really do it a lot because you might never know, it might just spoil because And now I want to talk about the battery life of this phone. This phone definitely has a solid battery life. I don't think I have to talk about this again because I've already talked about it on the battery comparison test, so I don't really have to talk about it now. But I just want to say that the battery is really good, a really solid 5000 mAh battery. At first I thought 5000 mAh battery isn't really going to make much of a difference, especially since I was having a 4000 mAh I think on my S21, I'm not really sure, a 4000 mAh I think, and I thought it won't be a really big upgrade, but this battery is solid battery life, and it lasts up to 12 hours under normal use. But despite all that, I've been able to kill this phone's battery in a day a few times, not a lot of times, but I've been able to kill it in a few times. And that is because one is 5G, of course, and the second one is, as you can see here, processing speed. So if I click and hold this, you can see that I've set my processing speed to maximum on this phone. So this phone is always at its maximum, so it's always processing really quickly. And not just that, there's another one too. If you take a look here, I have my power saving mode turned off. Usually on all the Samsung phones that I've used all these years, power saving mode has always been turned on. I've always kept power saving mode turned on, and despite all this, I never really worry about carrying a power bank with me, because if my phone is about to die, or if I just want it to last a little more than I normally want it to, all I have to do is to turn on power saving mode and turn my processing speed to optimized, and by doing that, I know that my battery will last for a few more hours easily. Now we have talked about every single thing. I think I've covered all the minute features in this review. On to the big question, which is, should you buy this phone? My answer to this is, if you're using an S10 or an S21, then you should definitely go for this phone, as this will get you a great camera, a better battery, actually I'm wrong, an enormous battery, and a huge performance difference from your S21 or your S10. And it will definitely be worth for the price that you're paying. I know definitely that your S20 or S21 or your S10, looking at it, your resale value in Singapore, your resale value will be around $300 for the S10 to around 500 to 600 for your S21. So if you're looking at it, then it will definitely be a good upgrade, because if you're selling your S20, let's say you're selling S21 for $600, you're buying your S22 Ultra for 1800. Let's say you buy it as a Samsung flagship, it's 1800. So that means you're paying around $1200. If you ask me, that is definitely worth it. Especially if you're someone who's a powerful user, you play a lot of games on your phone, then this phone is definitely a go-to for you. You don't really have to worry about it, because the money that you're paying will definitely for another 2 to 3 years easily, so you can definitely go for this upgrade. But if you're a S21 Ultra user, S21 Ultra, not the normal S21, but the S21 Ultra user, then I would say don't upgrade to this phone. That's because this would only be a subtle upgrade for you. This won't be a very huge upgrade for you because the cameras are actually quite similar, except for a few minor, just inbuilt features like the Snapchat features and of course the S Pen and just the overall better design. Other than that, you're not really getting much. And if you're someone who just bought the S21 Ultra and you're just using it for a year, and then if S21 Ultra is really good for you, then you don't really have to upgrade. So that's all I wanted to talk about in this review. I think this is a detailed review that I've done in my 1 month review. I think this makes up for my lack of information in my 1 week review. So yeah, really sorry about that because that video was really made in a rush. So yeah, really sorry about that. And of course, before we end off this video, just a heads up to the videos coming up. I have lots of retro tech videos. All of you know that I've been working on this video tirelessly, but at the same time I've been working on bringing you guys other content also. So, and just by the amount of retro tech that I've ordered now, I think I would say that there are clearly around 10 retro tech videos coming out right for you after this 1 month review. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to be the first one to watch that, you know what to do. Click the subscribe, turn on your bell notification, and give a like to this video. With that, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all the love that you guys have given me till now. And of course, if you haven't watched any of my S22 Ultra content, it's all out. Go and binge watch them or just save them and watch them in your free time. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Bye bye.